Welcome, Eleanor. Welcome back to comedy. I'm just welcoming I'm just welcoming people back one at a time to reality.
Oh God, I feel like I should come in and take my coat off or something. No.
Just before World War III kicks off.
Oh yeah.
We'll just enjoy a bit of normality,
Yeah.
So, how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah.
Good. It feels a bit mad still, I think. Being back doing gigs. Have you been busy since things opened?
So will I say where I am? Just for context for people.
Of course. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Eleanor's joining me in from London. You're not.
Yeah. I'm in the UK and I was here for most of lockdown, so it was a bit different being here because they have a much different approach to the shutdown and everything in the UK. In fact, it barely shut down at all. It was definitely, like, obviously comedy stopped for a while, but it was open a lot sooner than it was in Ireland. So it was a bit of like, oh shit, I'm in England, I'm away from everybody, but at the same time, yes, I'm in England.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was kind of nice to live with their irresponsible ways.
I know, yeah. They're shit in every other time, but during the pandemic.
Because I was over there in October last year, and I really noticed the whole lack of shit.
Lack of masks, yeah.
That they were given the masks, because I landed. I was doing some gigs in Birmingham, and I landed, and I was on the train, and it was my first time in the UK in ages, and I was wondering, like, people were kind of looking at me, and it took me ages to figure out it's because I was wearing a mask.
Yeah, it's really weird.
The only one wearing a mask, and like I went in shopping the next day. I went out to the shops, had a look around, and it was like no one, like me and another two people, awkwardly looking at each other over the top of our masks, and everyone else was just like, nah, God. But
I did a gig where I was in the backstage area, and then I had to leave the gig before it was over, so I had to go through the audience. I was the route I had to take. I would have been seen by the audience, and it was still in the middle of everything. We were supposed to be wearing masks, but during the gig, I felt like I can't. If I put on a mask now when I'm walking out, it'll just ruin the vibe of the gig.
Yeah, it's not very rock and roll, like.
No, it's not. No, and I just done a good gig, and I was like, oh no, I'm too cool for a mask.
I'm too cool to put a mask on.
I know. I caught COVID though, so that was bad. No, I didn't.
I actually believed you there.
Yeah.
No, that was because I visited you as well just before Christmas, just before the whole lockdown again. And same thing, like no one was wearing masks, and I couldn't get over it. It was like stepping into another world from Ireland to England.
I know.
We were in London and we couldn't even fit into the tube stations. Never mind the tube. Like tube stations we couldn't fit into. And then we were just walking until we found a less busy tube station, like,
I know, we were, and then like you go back to Ireland and like Claire Byrne is on telly going, oh, when is COVID going to end?
Oh, good. Yeah. I had to stop listening. I had to stop listening to the news in Ireland. Full stop, like literally just cut it out of my life. I just listened to music albums and podcasts that were nothing to do with it. So much so to my detriment, when I was in London with you in December, and the new restrictions came in, I was genuinely oblivious to things getting worse. And I got a text from another comedian, Andrew Ryan, saying, I'm going to have to pull that gig because of the restrictions. I was like, what? It was a genuine shock to me. I was just properly fed up of it, and I gave up the news. And it was a genuine shock. I was like, oh God. But even then, though, I don't think it felt like things were normal. Like, but now I feel like it genuinely is. It's coming back to. It feels like it's kind of normal again now, like,
Yeah, for me too. Yeah,
like pre-pandemic times, I think we're starting to forget about it. Is there anything that you will miss about the pandemic and miss about not being able to do comedy?
Oh well, like one of the things, like, obviously I missed being on stage when I was in the pandemic, but like there's I mean, I'll sound like a whinger now, but like there's loads about like doing stand-up that I didn't miss, like the nerves that I'm going to miss my train, or because it's just the way like you have to kind of do so much traveling.
Oh yeah,
when you're a stand-up comedian. So yeah, I'm always kind of nervous that I'm going to miss my flight or forget my passport, or so because I wasn't traveling, I didn't have any of that kind of nervousness anymore. So nice. I'd just be like going to the shop. I'd be like, oh God, will I forget my wallet now?
Yeah, because I being a comedian as well, like I would have always booked this stupid 6 a.m. flights and
exactly
for €10 and been like, why did I do this? Like having to get up at 4:30 a.m. and get to an airport or something, like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Any of that. I also kind of gave up my phone after a couple of days of realizing I just like, my phone was just probably like, what's going on here? Because I went from being on it all the time, like, please come see me, to no.
Yeah.
Like, remember I was getting these notifications going, your screen time is down like 70% last week. Because my phone was like just left on the side at home,
And this is during the pandemic, it went down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gone way back up again now.
What would it be around like? Would it be around 5 or 6 hours like?
No, probably be about 3 or 4 hours a day or something like that. I don't know, is that good or bad?
I think that's all right. Like I thought I was bad, like I was doing 5 or 6 hours a day. But then the other week there, like when Wordle came out, the game.
I didn't get involved in that, no, but I saw people getting hooked.
I got so involved in it, and then there was a day where I got a message saying I'd been on my phone for 9 hours.
9 hours straight. 9 hours. Was the message like, hey, do you want to relax a bit there?
Yeah. It's so weird.
Your eyes.
Yeah, because I have this meditation app as well that's messaging me saying, feel your feet on the ground.
Come back and meditate. Like, there's nothing more relaxing than being drawn back to your anxiety-filled device.
Phone, yeah.
I had all those meditation apps as well, which are great. But no, I never got into Wordle, and I don't think I will. I'm gonna bypass it.
It's not supposed to even take up that much time. It's just like because there's one Wordle a day that they give. But like if you go looking for it, it's like a gateway drug, because you can go and get, like, there are websites out there where they'll just give you unlimited Wordles for the day. So
really?
I was on that, and that was the problem. But one of the things about like my phone is that it's connected to my watch as well, the watch I wear. So I get notifications on that. So
there's no escaping it.
There's no escape. Yeah. And like sometimes I'll be on stage. I had to go back to my old watch actually, because when you're on stage, you want to set the time for how long your gig is, and you want to get a notification or know how long you've been on stage for, so you don't run over. But because my watch was connected to the phone, it was getting notifications from the phone, so I'd get confused when I'd be on stage. About whether I'd done my time or whether I was getting, like, I had just, like, it could also just be my watch telling me to take a deep breath,
or just getting trolled on Twitter or something.
Somebody just tweeting saying, what's this bitch saying?
Somebody hates you. Notification. I weirdly got my first proper troll like about 6 or 7 months ago, maybe a little bit more.
It
was such a weird time to get a troll, because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing any comedy, and this guy just kept on like commenting on all my videos going, hey man, I'd stop doing that if I was you. I was like, literally nobody's doing it at all. But he was watching all of my videos. Like, I'd get a comment every couple of weeks, or every week even, like really long, trying to engage me comments, like, really like think of stopping this and getting a day. I was like, that's exactly what I've done. I got a day job like 6 months ago. It's a weird time to troll.
A guy said similar stuff to me. It might be the same guy.
It could be. What was his name?
I shut him out on Twitter, and then suddenly he pops up on Facebook.
Right.
then
was it Facebook you were getting the trolling from? Is it?
It was Twitter initially, and then it was Instagram and Facebook when I blocked them.
Yeah, I was.
I don't like blocking people. Actually, I know it's supposed to be the way you kind of deal with it, but
you don't like drop blocking them.
No, I don't like blocking people.
What do? Do you engage though, or do you just leave them there?
No, I just let them shout into the void. I prefer them to be there and visible so that I kind of know what I'm up against, I think.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. This guy was just commenting. I was on YouTube actually. He kept on watching my YouTube videos, and part of me was like, there's not a lot of people watching them anyway, so he's doing me a real favor. He's driving my numbers up very slowly. He's almost a top fan at this stage. But I was letting him out there the whole time, and then I just started deleting it because I was too torn between what am I going to say to this guy, and then I was just like, I ended up blocking him. Then it was taking too much of my energy, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I used to have that problem with the watches as well. I wore every comedian has this watch, you know, the watches that vibrate.
Yeah, are they like a Casio G-Shock or something?
Yeah, is that something like that? I had a kind of a smaller version. It vibrates, so you don't have to look at the time, but you just keep on looking at the time anyway.
Yeah.
And I think I was doing a gig in the Laughter Lounge, and I only got the watch, and I didn't realize it also vibrates on the hour every hour. So I was up on stage like about 10 minutes, and it clearly vibrated. And I started wrapping up, like thinking, oh my God, that's after flying. I had to do my final.
Yeah.
Then it like started vibrating again, so I was after saying good night, and I was like, actually no, hello, how are you? I was only messing. I'm gonna stay here. But no, I met myself and yourself have done a lot of gigs together, and I miss that about the UK. We used to do a lot of previews together.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking because we'd often go to Belfast.
Yes, our kind of yearly visit to Belfast after the Ivy Gardens. We always went up on that Monday. One last shot to get it right, and
I know. Yeah,
we never did. That was the last shot to get our shows prepped for Edinburgh, but
it was like a rude awakening sometimes.
It was a rude awakening. Yeah. But they're always a lovely crowd in Belfast as well, though.
Yeah. I don't want to miss. I want to go back again and see and just just do that again.
Yeah, and it was like we did some cool gigs up and around the country in England, the long drives to these previews of
do you remember Axbridge? We went to Axbridge near Bristol.
For Sally Ann Hayward, was it?
Yeah, and then we went to Huddersfield, maybe, was it?
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
Mad places.
Yeah, there was this really lovely community. It was in a cinema, and they gave us lovely food when we got there. And
it was class.
I always liked gigging with you because I really love your comedy, and I think it's so like original and all that as well. And you know, I feel like you could give me a little tune my stuff as well on the way, and I wouldn't be offended, you know. Not that I'd be offended by much people, but a lot of comedians would be like, "Hey, do you ever think of doing that?" And I'm like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Shut up. Yes, I thought of doing that. Anyway, I know I thought that was very helpful, like going on gigs with yourself, like, you know.
Yeah. There was a few years where it was just really suited us to do that. It's a good favor to be able to get to be able two people that you can kind of do that favor for each other.
Yeah, and we'll do it again. We'll make it happen again.
Yeah.
Are you doing Edinburgh this year?
I'm doing Edinburgh. Yeah.
Amazing. And how's it coming along?
It's coming along well now. I thought it was very far behind because like throughout the whole pandemic, my brain just didn't work. My brain, you know, you'd think, oh God, I've all this great free time now, I'll just write all the jokes I keep saying I'm going to write, and I just didn't do anything. I just sat there and I just, you know, did whatever bacon that everyone was doing, and then when I came back, I was like, oh God, I'm in a bad way now. It felt like everybody was ahead of me. But actually, now that I'm kind of in the middle of it, I feel like my brain actually was working, but it was just like
working in the background.
Yeah, the subconscious was there. So
that's important. I'd say the same. I was just in no form for it at all. I was kind of in a different situation. I was in the middle of a tour. I was in the middle of a show that I just finished as well. So I didn't have a real reason to keep writing or to try and do something, you know. I was tweaking that show a little bit, but I tried to write once or twice, but I was like, nah.
I know. Yeah.
But also I thought that was quite nice. That's probably what I enjoyed about the pandemic, was basically being able to not think of comedy was actually a bit of a privilege, because my brain doesn't really stop thinking about it when I'm doing it. I'm either thinking about new bits or fixing bits, or, you know, like you said earlier, your trains or your planes, or have you got paid for that gig? It is a 24-hour job, like, you know. So
Yeah.
it's quite difficult, and you can't really write that all on a CV. They just see comedian and they're like, who is this guy? And why is he calling jokes a job?
I know, yeah, because I at one point during the pandemic, I was looking for jobs, you know. I was you know, because we didn't know at the time how long it was going to go on for, and there was, you know, there was a chance it wouldn't come back at all. So I was like, okay, what will I do? And I went on, you know, that LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I set up a profile on LinkedIn, and oh my God, what a just the embarrassment of like trying to describe the job of a comedian in terms of being like a businesswoman or something.
Yeah, but it actually is like, it's so frustrating. You can't fit it on a CV, but you know, you're in charge of writing, producing, you're in charge of booking all your admin on, you're in charge of invoicing, tax returns, which I would have never done before, doing all your travel, all your planes, what else, your website designs, your poster designs every year.
I know. Yeah.
I mean,
but then
I don't know if you've ever done the Dublin Fringe, but the form to that,
oh my God,
it takes about 10 days.
Yeah.
Like, it really does. It's ridiculously pretentious. And I was like, and then they don't accept you. And I'm like, I literally spent 4 days filling out that application.
I know. Yeah.
But so yeah, there's way more work in it than people think, I think. You know?
There is, yeah, but then like I think it's because the tone of LinkedIn is all like, I'm super competent. I'm effective, efficient kind of person. I get everything right. I've never made a mistake in my life on anything. The whole thing of being a comedian is like you're coming up and you're trying to be like, show yourself like warts and all. Like this is what I'm like. So there's something about it that just didn't add up.
That doesn't bode well in interview situations, like your work and all things, saying actually, sometimes I just can't be arsed, to be honest. And everyone's like that, but I suppose we say it on the stage, like, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. But then when you're trying to get a job, you've put all your dirty laundry out.
I've put all that out there, because I remember deleting loads of jokes about being a terrible electrician off my YouTube, because I was like, oh God, like I'm literally talking about burning houses down, and you know, it's clearly all jokes.
Yeah.
But like people see it and people go, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, you're terrified of getting an interview, and then they Google you, and it's like,
or you're up in a court of law, you know, defending some house that you wired.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
never even wired a house. That's the joke. I never even wired a house. I just pretended that I burned loads of them down, and I got a job anyway, which was terrifying to go back to initially, and now I love it genuinely. But for the first couple of months, it was like really hard, and I was like, "Oh God, I don't know if I can do this." But I was doing fine. Like, it was just a complete flip of comedy, you know. We get like it's kind of a half an hour to an hour's break during the day, and it's like that's what it used to be the other way around. Like, that was my gig. Obviously, you're writing as well. I was terrified, and then my boss came up to me at work, and he was like, oh, I saw your videos. And I was like, oh really? And he was like, yeah, you just like kept talking about how terrible you are as an electrician. Like, for about 15 minutes. And I was like, oh yeah, because I deleted all my videos, but other comedy clubs had them up.
No. Yeah.
But no, he was really nice about it. He was just laughing, you know. He was just laughing at it all. We've experienced Edinburgh a good few times, so we've even lived together.
Yeah, we did a few times
in the Edinburgh Fringe, which is a bit of a I enjoy it up there, and I wish I was going this year, but I think I'll have to wait and give it another year, like, you know. Yeah, but like yourself now, since the comedy came back, I feel like I'm writing way more,
Me too, yeah.
and trying way more. And I think the reason we didn't do it in the pandemic is because you don't really you've nowhere to do it really.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could do it Zoom gigs or,
Yeah. And in a way, like what you were saying about, a break from the thinking about it all the time, like that's very hard to do when you could never do that in normal times. You could never just step away from it because it's still going on and other people are still doing it. And, it's not that comedy is super competitive, but you don't want to be feeling like other people you have a bit of FOMO, like you think that everybody else is doing it and moving on 100%. And kind of pushing ahead with it, and you'd never step away because you don't want other people getting ahead of you. And not that that's weird. That's a weird way to say it, but
no, that's true though. It's a weirdly competitive thing.
But then when the pandemic came, nobody could do it. You could take a break but you also had the relief to know that you're getting this break, but you don't have to worry about your, rival, whatever.
Exactly. All of our rivals.
I know, which gives the wrong impression of comedy because it's not like that, but it also kind of is as well.
It is 100% like that. I hope it doesn't get like that for me again. I sort of made a kind of a pact not to try and just to try and enjoy it more and be more like I was before I made it a job and was leaning on it financially, But, because just before it as well, I kind of ran myself into the ground a little bit. Like I was in Australia for a month just before COVID, and I properly went for the gigs, and I was doing like 3 or 4 gigs a day. It was like a bit of a family holiday as well. And then I flew back and I was straight into an Irish tour then. Like I remember landing back from Australia. I coughed the whole way back. It's like a 24-hour flight. I just picked up a cough because I was gigging all month. And this was when coronavirus was kicking off. So I literally coughed from Perth to London. And people were just staring at me on the flight. I could not stop. When you really can't stop.
Yeah. Was the coronavirus a thing at the time?
Well, it was, yeah. They were closing. They were locking off China and everything, and we stopped in Hong Kong and we had to go straight through, no stopping, masks on, going through the airport. That was the first real taste of it. When I got back to Ireland, I probably did a couple of weeks gigs. My voice was going as well, and I just felt like really run down by it, but I'm still loving the gigs. But I met you then that's the last time we met before the coronavirus in Garrod's house.
Yes,
and you had some news that you shared with me that was really nice.
I know, yeah. Because that was a whole crazy time, because I was sharing with people, my friends that I was close to, that I was gay, and I had a thing. I think I picked up coronavirus earlier in the month as well.
Really?
Yes. Well,
I don't think I had it now.
You didn't have it. No, sorry. But I picked up and I think I might like, so the weekend before I was with you there in Dublin, I was in Nottingham Glee, that's a comedy club in Nottingham, and that everybody who was in Nottingham that weekend came down with something afterwards.
Yeah, I think me and you, I remember you feeling a little bit shitty that weekend.
Yeah, and I was going home to tell my parents that I was gay the next day. And I think I was bringing COVID with me as well. Yeah. But that was like early March. That 2020, and then everything obviously was just, everybody was kind of going, oh, this coronavirus might be a bit serious, you couldn't get a test. You couldn't get a test at the time because
also we were like, it's probably nonsense, like it's probably whatever.
Yes, all of that
somewhere else. That's ages away.
Yeah.
But no, it was really, really nice. You said to me, I have some news, and I was so happy for you. I was really emotional. I was really like, is that a normal like response? I was like, Jesus, I need to get a hold of myself here, But I was really emotional and happy for you. And Garrod was there, obviously. We were staying in Garrod's house, but that must be. It was an amazing time to come out, and then for the whole world to sort of go away.
I know, because like you think you're gonna, I guess, everything's going to change. It's going to be different now. And it was different, but not in the way I expected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you wrote some amazing pieces on it as well. And it was great. And, you know, you mentioned, but like, just again, how, what sort of inspired you to come out? Like, what was the main reason, you think?
It's hard to say, really. Like, I guess it had been obviously building up for a while, and like there's no one kind of real thing that kind of made me kind of go, but there was a lot of, you know, I was, I guess, looking at everybody around me, all my friends, everybody's kind of like, you know, moving, you know, their lives, kind of, you know, having kids, or like the world is very couple oriented.
Yeah, it is.
I was kind of like maybe not, you know, not really, you know, having, you know, relationships very much. And like I wasn't like some people are kind of, you know, kind of in the closet, but like they're going out and doing, like, having a gay life.
I get you. Yeah.
And then they just share it with everybody, but I wasn't doing that. Like, I was kind of, I guess I needed to come out and tell people before I was able to kind of start thinking about that. So yeah, so there was that was one thing. And then, yeah, I just needed to get myself over the hump of it. Like, it felt like something that was holding me back. But then also I was kind of fine as well, you know, in a way. So I don't know. It's a weird thing to kind of try and talk about, but yeah, it's one thing is, like, I don't feel as on alert anymore. Like, I was putting a lot of energy into thinking about it. First of all, trying to hide it in a way, because I didn't want people to ask me any questions about it. But then I also but then that kind of separates you from your friends. So you know, I kind of wanted to you know, kind of just be as relaxed as I could around the people that, you know, are in my life. So that's the main benefit from it, I think, is just like just being able to be present with people anymore, and not have this, you know, other kind of thing in your head going, you know, don't let anybody guess that you might be gay.
Oh God. Oh no.
All the time.
I felt like it was I felt like I could nearly feel the weight lifted off your shoulders, you know. I feel like you were just a different person almost, like, you know. Obviously you're not, you're the same person, but but such a strange time. Obviously you didn't know what was to come, so it's so weird for you to have your career and everything else, and then that going on as well, to go.
It was weird being a comedian and being in the closet, because I guess the whole thing of being a comedian is, like, you're on stage and you're really vulnerable, and people can say anything to you. You're trying to, but that was the one thing that I was kind of like really worried that people would kind of you know, ever say to me, or ask any questions about, because I just didn't have I hadn't got it worked out for myself. So like, because I was thinking, like, if you were an accountant, you know, you could kind of, you know, have your own life, you know, it's not really relevant to your work, but like when you're a comedian, it is relevant. Like, it's
we overshare and we share
exactly.
That's kind of the job. Not every comedian is like that, but myself and yourself are probably like that. Anecdotal stories and
and part of me was kind of going, there's all this great material I'm not doing because I'm just too embarrassed to tell anybody about it. Hopefully I'll get some good jokes out of it anyway.
I can't wait to see your new show that you're working on now. What's it called?
I was just thinking about that today.
Is it actually? You haven't named it yet.
It's called This Show Is Beneath Us All.
A very Eleanor Tiernan type of title.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah, it's I guess because it feels like, you know, I obviously coming out is something that, and it's usually something people do earlier in their career, you know, while I've done a load of shows, and then this is like talking about being gay is like happening, you know, way down the line. So I'm doing it in the wrong order, but I've done everything in my life in the wrong order, so that's okay.
Nobody does everything perfectly or in the right order, like, you know.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that, like, I really don't feel like, it feels a little, I still feel it's a little bit unfair on gay people that we make gay people come out of the closet at all.
Yeah, it's
nobody else has to do it, you know. You don't, you know, there's no other you know, personality trait that you might have that you're just left to your own devices to try and figure out, and then
it is a bit unfair, yeah. And it's like you don't have to come out as being straight, or I've made the decision that I'm straight now and I like women, or you know, it's just really like, I look at my kids and you know, if they have to come out like that, it's just, you know, a burden to be on someone like that. But I think more like, you know, you've probably inspired loads of people to come out, and you know, people that were fans of yours that were following you, I'm sure, like, got in touch and said,
some people did tell me that they came out, and then other people message me and tell me that they're not ready to come out. And that's their, you know, that's, I totally I can understand where that person's coming from, as just as much, you know.
You were there yourself for a long time.
Yeah, and it's, you know, if it's something, you know, I kind of you know, it's funny, I was saying to somebody before about, I went on this radio show before, and they were, the researcher was asking me, she was like, and what would you say to people now who might still be in the closet? What would you say to them? And it felt like she wanted me to say, oh, come out. You know, everything will be fine, you know, people love you, you're you know. And that is, you know, that's a very, it feels like a very simplistic way to look at things. You don't know what someone's life is like.
You know what other people are going through. You can't just
say, come on. And if they want to take it to their grave, that's their
absolutely.
You know,
that's their own business.
It is.
And exactly. That's weird. That's probably one of the downsides that comes with it, that people think you're a spokesperson now, and that, yes, we will ask Eleanor about these problems and she will solve them. And
no, yeah, I'm the worst gay person in the world, and I'm happy to make the tea for everybody. That's my position.
You joined the team, but you're happy to just make the tea and and enjoy the lifestyle. But no, it must have felt nice to have people get in touch with you, and you know.
Completely, and it was like, it was just very, very, very positive. It was nice to be able to bring a bit of make people feel positivity in when I guess it was, all that stuff was going on, obviously. Absolutely. You know, we were all trying to entertain each other during the pandemic. That's not why I did it, but
well, we didn't know because we didn't know it was going to be, like I said, we were still joking and going, this is probably grand, but also lingering worries in the background, like always. But and you're going to do this show in Edinburgh then, is it?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Amazing. Have you any plans then to bring it around England or UK or Ireland afterwards, or?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll do some dates in Ireland. And I'll be annoying people, telling them to come, you know, come. But it's been a lovely process writing it, because before, I guess, when I don't really feel like I was in avoiding talking about myself, but this I feel like the writing is coming a bit easier this time than it has done before, so that is a very satisfying feeling. Yeah,
so you were a little bit more blocked before, but now you're just
I mean, I had a 3-minute bit on hand dryers in my last show.
That was brilliant. That was amazing.
It was fun, but then I also, after I came out, I was like, Jesus, you were talking about anything but your sexuality.
I love that though. The hand dryer material is amazing.
It was good, and I enjoy that bit as well. I
enjoy that bit. All of your shows are great. So if you think that you're you're going even more this time, I can't wait to see it. Because I loved going to see your shows up in Edinburgh and everywhere else. So go to see Eleanor's show. It is amazing. Do you have a website?
Yeah, I have a website, but mostly I tell people to follow me on social media, like on Twitter, Instagram, and occasionally TikTok.
TikTok, I know. I'm on TikTok. I'm only just putting stand-up videos on TikTok, but
cool.
that
Yeah,
is very addictive, that site.
I know. Yeah.
God, that is like, I had to take it off my phone. But no,
but
I need.
Funny about it is that the sound, like you can't switch the sound off. So once you open the app,
I'm pretty sure mine was open, mine turned down in here or something.
Oh, maybe I hadn't myself. Maybe I
I don't know. I always.
I just got because I was backstage at gigs and then I'd be looking up TikTok. Yeah. At least I've Wordle now though. It's not.
They're so random. The videos on it, like I'm like, why is this appearing on my feed?
Yeah.
There's lads fighting or something, But no, that's great. Follow us, so Eleanor Tiernan, and they'll find you on social media, and everything else, all of the medias, all of the medias, and I can't wait to gig with you again. I can't wait for you to come back to Ireland, and I'll give you a shout when I'm over there. I'll be over there. Hopefully, I'll be over there on a more regular basis this year.
Yeah.
So, great crack. Thanks so much for coming on, Eleanor.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks,